Chemical properties of materials. In this video, I'll read the lesson for you straight from the book. Just listen, read along, and try to understand each part. After the lesson, I'll show the answers to the activities so you can check your work and review. This video is perfect for studying, reviewing, or catching up your lessons. Are you ready? Let's begin! Chapter 2: A World of Materials. In an earlier grade level, you learned about the physical properties of materials. These properties are those that you can observe with your senses, such as color, size, shape, and hardness. These physical properties determine the use of materials. In this chapter, you will investigate other properties of matter called chemical properties. Like physical properties, chemical properties determine the application of each material. Chemical properties are observed when materials undergo change. Did you know that the choices and actions we take every day have a big impact on our planet? Some of the things we do are harmful to the environment. In this chapter, you will also learn how to minimize the changes in materials that may be harmful to the environment. Minimizing these harmful changes will help Earth remain happy and healthy.
Lesson 2.1: Chemical Properties of Materials.
Compare the garden spade and the shovel in the picture. What do you notice? The shovel, which is made of iron, is rusty, while the aluminum spade is not. Rusting is a chemical property of iron, but not of aluminum. The chemical properties of materials can only be observed when they undergo a change to become a new kind of material. The reddish-brown rust is a new material, different from iron.
Let's explore.
Change and properties. A chemical property is a characteristic of a substance that describes how it undergoes chemical changes or reactions with other substances. To observe a chemical property, we need to look for a chemical change. A chemical change happens when a material changes into a different material. Let's perform some activities to learn more about the chemical properties of materials. Safety measures. Begin by putting on safety goggles and gloves to protect your eyes and hands. Always have adult supervision when using fire, vinegar, and other chemicals. Have appropriate fire extinguishers readily available in the laboratory. Place strategically in easily accessible locations. Perform this activity in a well-ventilated area.
Let's learn.
Chemical properties are observed when materials change as they come into contact with heat and other materials. Chemical properties help us understand how materials behave and react. In the previous activity, you observed different materials exposed to heat from the lighted candle. Paper, cotton, and matchsticks caught fire and burned easily. On the other hand, steel and aluminum, which are metals, did not. The burnt material left a powdery grayish material called ash. Ash is a new material that is very different from paper and wood before burning. Thus, the paper and wood underwent a chemical change. The chemical property of materials that easily catch fire is called flammability. Materials that easily burn are flammable. On the other hand, materials that do not burn are non-flammable. Materials called fuels are flammable. These materials include coal, liquefied petroleum gas, gasoline, and kerosene.
Let's dig deeper.
Let us investigate another chemical property. We can do this the fun way, by inflating a balloon.
Let's learn.
A chemical change happened when the baking soda and vinegar were mixed inside the bottle. You saw bubbles forming inside it. This shows us that a new material was produced, a type of gas called carbon dioxide. This gas made the balloon expand. The chemical property shown by the mixture of vinegar and baking soda is called reactivity. Reactivity is the ability of a material to combine chemically with another, resulting in the creation of a new material. Baking soda and vinegar are reactive materials. Vinegar belongs to a group of reactive materials called acids, and baking soda is in a group called bases. Most acid and bases are reactive materials. When these reactive materials combined with other substances, they form a new product that can be dangerous to our health and even to properties. This chemical property is called toxicity. Some toxic materials are harmful, and some can cause damage to other materials upon contact due to their reactive properties. However, some of these toxic materials are useful as cleaning agents. Muriatic acid, which is often used to clean bathrooms, is one example of a cleaning agent. Bleach, a base used in washing clothes, is another example. What about food waste and other garbage, such as plastic and metal scraps? They possess another chemical property that you probably often observe: degradability, specifically biodegradability. This property is commonly linked with animal and plant materials. Degradability is the ability of a material to break down or change into simpler ones over time. Specifically, biodegradability is the ability of materials to break down naturally with the help of tiny living things called decomposers, such as bacteria and fungi. Think about leaves falling from trees onto the ground. Bacteria and fungi break down the leaves into smaller and smaller pieces, and soon nothing is left. The leaves then change into nutrients that are harmless to the environment and beneficial to plants. Biodegradable materials, such as food scraps, break down quickly and turn into useful nutrients for plants. Think of the food scraps in your compost bin. Rotting and composting are forms of biodegradation.
Let's check your understanding. Let's learn.
Uses of materials based on their chemical properties. Flammable materials burn when they catch fire. They are primarily used as fuels. Wood, petroleum, coal, and natural gas are used as fuels for cooking, heating, generating electricity in power plants, as well as powering various modes of transportation. On the other hand, Non-flammable materials are used as protective barriers against flames and high temperatures. They are applied on fire doors and used as fire-resistant components in cars and airplanes. They're also used in clothing for firemen, military personnel, oil and gas industry workers, and race car drivers. The use of non-flammable materials reduces the risk of fire-related incidents. Reactive materials such as some acids and bases are used in many ways. For example, vinegar, lemon juice, and Philippine lime or calamansi juice are used to remove dirt from utensils. They are also used in food preparation, such as for flavoring and preserving food. Reactive materials also play an important role in the production of medicine. Baking soda and baking powder react with acids in other ingredients to make cakes, breads, and other pastries rise and become fluffy. Another example is yeast, a microorganism that acts as a reactive ingredient in baking bread to make the dough rise. Ammonia and baking soda are used for cleaning and removing greases. Bleach is used for removing stains and disinfecting surfaces. Chlorine and activated carbon can help purify water, making it safe to drink. Coconut oil is used in shampoo and other skincare products. Biodegradable materials such as food waste are used in making compost to enrich the soil. The use of biodegradable materials reduces waste, thus preventing environmental pollution and supporting sustainable practices. Compostable plastics are used as alternatives to traditional non-biodegradable packaging materials. Fibers from rice, corn, husks, and sugar canes are used in making single-use food containers. These food containers are used in the food service industry. Some construction materials are now being made from biodegradable materials. Fibers from rice, corn, husks, and sugarcane are used in making boards and building insulation materials, which help make buildings more environmental friendly.
Let's check your understanding. Let's connect.
Composting is a great way to turn your kitchen and garden waste into fertilizer for your plants. It is the natural process of recycling organic waste, such as food scraps and garden wastes. Using reliable books, magazines, or the internet, research the procedure on how to make a simple compost bin. Then, make your own compost bin at home with the help of an adult family member. And that's it for today's lesson. I hope you learned something new and helpful. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.